Hello there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to begin season 2 of Severance. We have been on an absolute roll since the beginning of this show. I just uploaded episode 8 a matter of moments ago. Episode 8 of season 1. We have had 8 days straight of Severance uploads. It has been absolutely fantastic. I am planning to do 19 days of Severance on the channel. I originally thought it was going to be 20 days because I thought, season 1 was 10 episodes, but it's 9 episodes. Season 2 is 10 episodes. But it is. I'm hoping to do 19 days of Severance on the channel. 19 days of Severance upload straight, and we'll finish the entire series for what it's up to now. I do not know how it's going to end season 2, which is fantastic. Could we be potentially, in for a season? Who knows? Who knows? Could we be in for another 3 or 4 seasons? I do not know. I am so excited to begin season 2 because season 1 was absolute peak television. I absolutely adored it. So what's going on, guys? My name is Elie Moses, a 25-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, absolutely shooting a shot. And today we are beginning season 2 of Severance with episode 1 titled Hello, Miss Cobel. This one sounds like an absolute banger, especially with how we ended season 1. We're going to get into the reaction. We're going to have some fun with this thing. And as always, let's absolutely smash it. Let's go. Yo, OGs on the channel know the Buffy the Vampire Slayer pink hoodie, man. It's been a minute since I've wore this for a reaction, so if you know, you know. Gotta show love to the greats of television shows, man. One of the greats of television shows, Buffy, man. Oh, there's an there's a behind the scenes look after the credits. It said, oh, that's pretty sick. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Just came back from Saturday service as well today, man. God is great. Positive vibes through the roof.
Devin! No. Listen, we're not happy. We're miserable. They torture us down there. Devin! We're prisoners! She's alive!
Oh, is this that hallway scene? Is this the hallway scene? I think this is the hallway scene. This is the only scene I had seen from the show. It was on Twitter from like a film page praising how it was filmed. I'm like, what is this from? It was Severance. And I'm like, I'm probably never going to watch this show. Yeah, here we are. So this is it. So I'm guessing this is Mark showing up to work after the book club party at the house in season 1. Bro, I love Oneers. I'm the biggest fan of, like, oh, bro. Phenomenal camera work. Seamless movement. And I'm guessing this is why they had a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode. Or not a disclaimer, but like, a little message saying make sure you stay for the after credits for a little look at the behind the scenes, maybe showcasing how this scene was filmed, because I'm very curious. Maybe he's running on a soundstage. That was the most sort of robotic Wayland Yutani synthetic like transition to the innie we've seen thus far. And I'm guessing, I think it is the day after, because obviously at the end of season 1, he went back to Audi Mark, just as he said she's alive. So the innie is well aware of a lot of information at the moment. So yeah, work the next day is going to be a movie. And just like that, the wellness department is erased from existence. And you guys were saying as well to pay attention. I remember the dialogue that Miss Casey, or sort of the words she was uttering about his Audi, your Audi's kind to people, your Audi's this, your Audi's that. And then he had his narration as he was putting the photo back together about him, his wife being extraordinary, she sneezes twice, stuff like that. And he said he loved all of them equally. Surely they can't allow them to come to work to the next day and be together after the experience they just had, if it is the day after. And you can see the marks of the paintings as well. Sort of like the outlines and the borders of the paintings being removed. Ultimate cleanup job. Is this a
Who
dream?
are you people? Perché sta in piedi in modo strano?
Come ti chiami? Mi
You
chiamo
are
Elie.
using a different first name to avoid confusion.
Ciao, subscribe.
Welcome back, Marcus.
Mother.
In a minute.
even Milchick's leveled up, bro. He's got the blue sweater now. No more button up.
Where are they?
I have much to discuss, and I don't want them distracting you. I assure you, they won't be taken.
Mr. Milchick, please.
What you all did 5 months ago
Oh,
was one of the
5-month
most
time
painful
job.
moments in the history of this company.
5 months?
I too was wounded by it, but we must be cut to heal, mustn't we?
Wait, did you say your old office?
Mark, this is Miss Wong. Miss Wong, Marcus. Hello. She'll be happy to mind your balloons while we chat. Right this way, Mark.
Yeah, so from what it seems, there's been like it's 9:15 in the morning. There's like been a 5-month overhaul at Lumen here. And it seems like Audi Mark was probably suspended for those 5 months, or like Audi, whatever. Audi Mark was told you cannot go back to Lumen for 5 months. So that's why the warping into the Innie Mark at the beginning of the episode looked so intense in a way. Because the last time, he had experienced everything was 5 months ago. So yeah, like he initially transitioned into Innie Mark, and he's just remembering everything like it was the night before and experienced that the night before. So immediately he's going to MDR to find Helly, to find Dylan, to find Bert, and to probably talk to him like it's the next day at work, but it isn't.
You can shut it.
Yo, is she?
Is it
This is
normal
Wong.
for a child to...
Yeah,
Excuse the
I was about to say, man, like, is this Miss Cobel's
Okay,
old
what's happening?
old office?
Miss Cobel is no longer with this company. I now manage the severed floor.
Level
What
up,
about my team?
We didn't fire them.
bro. Even changed the paintings.
Helly R and Irving B both successfully made contact with persons on the outside, just as you did. Dylan G's Audi learned what happened after the fact. The 4 of you have achieved international fame.
I'm not content with this.
As a group, you've become known as the face of severance reform.
Severance?
Have a seat, Mark. I locked you in a room like an animal, Mark. As an unsevered man, I'll carry that knowledge the rest of my life. But for the past 5 months, we've been asking how a sadist like Harmony Cobel could take fertile root in Lumen soil, and what that says about us. We also know Miss Cobel was at your sister's home when you awoke there.
Yeah. Why was that?
We believe she developed an erotic fixation on you.
Come on, man,
and
it's
had plans to
fabrication.
pursue both you and your Audi in what might be termed a throuple.
What?
Thankfully, she failed at this.
You still haven't told me where my team is.
We tried for weeks to get them back, Mark. None of them agreed.
You cannot believe a
We told
word
them other reforms, but it wasn't enough.
coming out of this guy's mouth at the moment.
Except for me.
Your Audi insisted on returning. In fact, he begged us to let him back right away.
Well, I'd like to hear it from them.
Exactly. Hey, I didn't care
That's not possible.
what anyone thinks of Milchick. I love the guy. I respect him so. A true company man.
Enjoy your balloons.
I love the little canvas painting of the iceberg behind Milchick. I remember Cobel had 3 larger paintings behind her. I believe it was 3 larger paintings. And yeah, Milchick just has a small little canvas of an iceberg behind him. Maybe he's still decorating the office, but I feel like that's symbolic of what we've been through in this show. It's just the tip of the iceberg thus far. We haven't gone deeper and deeper yet. We begin this season with a 5-month time jump and a fantastic one-take scene of Mark running through the hallways to get to MDR as quick as possible to discuss last night's events with his innies. But you know, as we know, it's a 5-month time jump, which means there would have been security measures taken place from Lumen possibly to make sure that a complete overhaul happens in MDR. We're told that they're, you know, nationwide, they have nationwide fame now in the media for their Severance rebellion, but who knows, that could be fabricated stuff. Like, Lumen could have made those newspapers just to present to Mark today. Who knows? Like, there is a lot of this 5-month, how did we get here, need to be filled in on.
Before you did. It's a little cramped compared to our old MDR, but I love the green carpet. Ours was a creme brulee and the keyboards were puce.
They were purple.
No, they were puce. I know, because it makes me nauseous and I hate sweets. Speaking of which, how much do we see of that Mr. Milkshake?
Mr. Milk.
What?
Hey, Mr. Milkshake. I like that.
It's milkshake, not milkshake. And I don't know.
Marco, where I can find some Inca pencils.
Supply closet?
What, you didn't see it?
Well, I went outside for a second, but I was distracted by my brother-in-law.
Seriously? Because we made a list of what we'd most like to see on the outside, and this guy was an easy number one. Brothers-in-law weren't even on the list.
That's
I swear the supply
Can you
station
tell what
wasn't
state we
here.
were
There
in?
was a room
Because
for it.
3 of us put Wyoming on our input survey. Did you see any buttes?
No.
Oh my God, how's wind? Is it just like getting breathed on, kind of?
Hello, refiners.
Hello, Miss Wong.
Oh no, it's the ball game.
Let's head to the kitchenette.
It's fun. Bro, this girl should not be... Brother, she gotta be like... You can't... She's not severed, but surely. But like, she gotta be one of the higher-ups' daughters or something.
It's my first day here as deputy manager.
Deputy
I
manager?
guess something about me is that before this, I was a crossing guard.
She a Nepo baby, bro. I'm telling you.
Mark W?
Why are you a child?
Because of when I was born.
Fair answer.
Hi, I'm Mark W. I'm from the MDR department of Branch 5X, where I work with Gwendolyn Y.
That was a weird... Don't tell me Miss Huang is him and Casey's daughter. Nah, surely not.
To have made 4 new friends today.
That's nice, Mark. But I have to remind you that I'm a supervisor, not a friend.
Listen here, man. What a mood killer in the workplace. She looked like that stare she's giving him right there, the cold black eyes. She looked like she'd been doing this for about 25 years.
3 new friends.
Congratulations to our 2 marks. And now,
The young teen, but she plays the role so maturely. Like, it's really well done. And she's just been introduced in like the last 10 minutes. In the first 10 minutes, sorry. Oh man, a 5-month time jump is not how I saw this starting at all. I'm sorry, I did not think it would begin with a 5-month time jump. Or so we are told. Maybe it's 5 months for his innie. Maybe it's the day after for his outie. We don't get to see the outie world for a bit. Because I'm guessing some major stuff.
What's your perpetuity wing like? Do the Eakins move?
No.
Huh. Probably because it's an older branch.
Like, the questions going through my mind at the moment as well. Like, obviously, Dylan, Bert, Helly, the characters we, you know, warmed up to in season 1. And now we're introduced to a brand new group. and we're adjusting to them again. But as well, the questions going through my mind is Devon as well. What happened to his sister? What happened to his brother-in-law? Like, what cleanup job did Lumen implement after this? Because that's what I'm curious about. That's what I'm really curious about, especially with the information that was exposed in the last few episodes of season 1. Yeah, I'm curious to see what cleanup job happened. And we'll get our answers. There's still 10 episodes this season. But what a fantastic start to begin season 2. With what I was saying before. The last thing I expected, I expected to legit seamlessly transition to the same night. Get right back into it. You know, she's alive, bang, next day. But when you think about it, nah. Lumen would not have allowed that, especially with how everything came crashing down at the end of the last episode, with Cobel rocking up at the Lumen event, and obviously with Helena's dad being, yeah, they would not have allowed those innies to enter that workspace the next day together. Like, no way, when you come to think about it.
Ours were animatronic. They even did this little choreographed dance. What were those made of?
Brooms.
Did you have an elevator?
Bro, looked like he just came out of The Godfather Part 2.
A rope.
Jesus.
Gwendolyn seems like a vibe. I don't mind her so far.
I'm heading out. You good?
Yep, just about to close out.
Good, thank you.
We are churning
My
through
old
these
team
days.
was a bunch of dirtbags. But it seems like you really liked yours. So I'm sorry.
I mean, one of them kissed him, of course.
Good night, Mark.
Night.
Isn't Mark always the last to leave usually as well? Mark S? Or is it Dylan? Oh no. Oh man, he gonna get caught. He gonna get caught.
The branch is run by a shambolic rube who goes by Milkshake.
Oh my God.
A man whose stupidity is rivaled only by that of the 9 core principles. If you must continue to send me here, please consider strapping a bomb to me so that I may explode both Milkshake and the very spirit of Kier Egan.
Yo, Milkshake. I cannot unhear Milkshake now. I cannot. I'm sorry if I call him Milkshake right now. That is insane. You know what the Italian guy looks like as well? Have you guys... that look he had on his face right now of him being disappointed or like in total disgust. He looks like, you know, the Italian animated characters from Cars, like the first Cars film, the blue one, the 2 little mini ones, but the blue one in particular, who do the tire changes and they're like super good. He looks like that.
Actually,
I'm
you're
sorry.
any.
Look at him.
Mark W. Do you really think I'm a shambolic rube?
Wait, you think I wrote this note?
Altro cavo bugiardo.
Were you going
Hey.
to frame all of us or just Mark W?
Clever way to
Vaffanculo,
secure the
man.
name for yourself, I suppose.
I don't know why you hate this team.
I don't hate this team.
You didn't even disguise your own handwriting.
He looks like the guy from Cars.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know what this team is. I told you, I want my team. Which part of that don't you understand?
Marcus, at this time, I revoke your status as department chief, which will be transferred to your intended victim, Mark W.
Do you even have a brother-in-law, asshole?
Hey, Gwendolyn, chill, man.
What's funny?
Yeah, this is Helly's imprint on all the innies, especially Mark. This is Helly's initial Defiance, now imprinted on Mark.
Hello, is anyone there? Is the board on? It's Mark S. from Macrodata Refinement. Okay, well, if you're there, please listen. Now, I know that you want to do the right thing for severed people, which is why I need to see my team again.
Mark!
If you truly are the face of severance reform, as you say, then they deserve a chance.
Mark!
Please, they're my friends. You can't just make them disappear. Please!
Damn, that milkshake about to go real soggy. Damn.
Mr. Milchick, I only went to the board because
The
I
board
can't.
does not converse with innies.
Even Mark didn't believe. He didn't even believe that.
Are you firing me?
On you go. Goodbye, Marcus.
Wait!
I don't know what's happened the last 5 months, but clearly. Is that Kier about to execute 4 individuals? Or like sort of betraying his work or like betraying him? And obviously that's his empire right there. And I don't know if that's a female on the left. So that those 4 are meant to represent, you know, Dylan, Helly, Bert, and Mark right there. Because I think the one second to the left, like right under the sun, is a female, I believe. And that's obviously Kier Egan wielding the sword, I'm guessing. I swear, if this episode is some sort of, like, fever dream...
Dylan!
Mark, did it work?
It worked.
Where are the others?
I don't know. Really, he tackled you?
Yeah, bad. Which, I mean, fair, I tackled the man first, but I didn't fuck with his belt. Kier pardons his betrayers?
Oh! It was sort of like that. He's pardoning. Yeah, so
okay?
the last thing he remembered was banging on Bert's door, yeah. And he went into that mode. It feels like we're establishing some normality
Irving,
back again.
What happened?
The fuck? Irv! Dude, what's wrong? You poor up there?
Helly! Oh my God, are you okay?
I'm okay. Did you wake up?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Same.
Oh my God, I was so worried about you.
How long has it been?
5 months, maybe more.
Where's everybody else?
Come on.
God. It seems like, I don't know if I'm tripping, but I don't know if Mark sort of had like a, I don't know if they put him in some sort of like 5-month simulation in a way. Like I said, it was almost like a fever dream. If that all happened within the same day, like an experiment to test if they replaced his team to see how he'd react and stuff like that. Put Milchick in charge. They made it seem like it was a couple days. But I don't know. I'm confused. Or if it was a couple days, and then after he did that stint with the board, they're like, all right, we'll bring him back. But for them, they don't know 5 months has passed, as the innies, obviously. Interesting.
Well, because I sort of sabotaged the new people.
But he's got the key card,
So
and
what the
Milchick
fuck
strapped the
happened
key
up
card
there?
off him, so he wouldn't have had the key card to go into work, right?
Good.
Unless
I owe
he
him
put
a
it in his
fucking
locker.
belt cut. Now tell me.
What if they're waiting for us to tell each other what happened because they don't know what happened? I mean, what if they're listening, Dylan?
Wait, what happened to the security camera?
I'm sorry. I was, You okay?
Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Huang.
The Miss Huang is... Okay.
Mr. Milchick's waiting for you in the break room.
All of them? A fatal 4-way in the break room? Really? I noticed this detail right now with Irving. Just as he came out of the bathroom, obviously I know he was crying. But he noticeably has severe like bags under his eyes, and obviously there was like red, not bruising, but like red marks here on like just above his eyelashes on his eyes, right there. And I think that ties into season 1 with what we saw with this Audi character blasting Ace of Spades and just painting throughout the night, and that lack of sleep. So I do not know if what we saw at the end of season 1 with him being in the Navy or being a war veteran, potentially having some sort of PTSD. And that's why he has many sleepless nights, and that's why he rocks up a little bit exhausted to work, because his Audi is severely exhausted and possibly suffering from some PTSD from the war potentially, and he's going through a lot of grief and trauma, and the only companion he has is his dog Raider. So yeah, just noticing that right now, especially with the makeup.
I don't know.
So they replaced us?
For a couple days.
Who was me?
They weren't like specific counterparts. They were. I don't
So it was just a couple
weird.
day.
Okay, well, I don't think you should feel bad at all.
Feel bad?
Yeah, for ending their lives. Fuck them.
Well,
I love
wasn't
Dylan.
Trying to.
No, dude, I'm saying don't feel bad. Like, I'm sure they deserved it.
Everyone else but us 4 is the ops. That's it. That's it. They're the ops. That black key card is cold. But yeah, we have not seen anything outside the severed floor this episode thus far. And I'm taking everything that's being said with a grain of salt. The 5-month stuff, the famous stuff, everything. Yo. Since when did the break room turn into 2001: A Space Odyssey? What the heck?
Macro data refinement. Welcome back.
Oh, they refined the break room.
Please, take a seat. Irving, if you wouldn't mind being in back.
I'm a frockaholic.
A glass of water.
A frolic-holic. Frolic-holic?
I guess the board reconsidered my terms.
Guess
Wait.
so.
Did I just see that right?
Water.
The poster on the wall here.
I guess the board reconsidered my terms.
It comes into focus for like a second. It says hang in there. And is that meant to represent Dylan from the end of season 1? Like that, when he's holding onto the 2 levers for like... Bro, that's awesome. Every detail. It says hang in there. And yeah, the character does seem to have a little bit of weight on him. I think that's meant to be Dylan.
Guess so.
Be ever merry.
What you're about to see will be shown to every innie who sets foot in this building after today.
The colors are so intentional as well, with the blue and green. Possibly representing the O&D department and the MDR department.
You probably don't recognize me from this angle.
Jurassic Park?
I'm the Lumen Administrative Building, Branch 501. So you can just call me Lumen.
Boom!
I've gone through a lot of changes
Dino
since my
DNA.
starting here in 1870. No running in my halls.
They're even 206
That
countries?
tickles. But what makes a building truly happy? This question came to light when 4 NDR workers, dissatisfied with their severed lives, conspired to mount what Lumen historians will forever call
Lumen historians.
the Macrodat Uprising. Under my literal nose unfolded a human drama of danger and intrigue,
Yeah, we did that.
righteous anger, inspiration.
Why are we down here still working in the dark?
They made a movie out of it.
And love.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. They even got the pink lighting from the waffle party.
To pineapple bobbing.
Maybe a
To
little bit of
brand
foreshadowing
new,
here.
Playful mirror room. Yet it took the quiet courage of 4 NDR heroes to show me who I really am.
They made quite a splash.
They sure
What?
did, Water Tower. And I thank Kier for them. I thank Kier for the Macrodat uprising.
So they managed to spin it somehow for to make it seem like Kier orchestrated the whole thing.
I know we have our differences.
Hang in there, bro. That's looking like a Rocky film poster.
But I
It's
want
hilarious.
you to know that I truly respect each and every one of you. And I don't want to be your jailer. By end of day, each of you will choose whether you want to remain here. Not your outies, but you. If you start work on your file, I'll assume you want to stay. If not, I'll send you to the surface. No ill will. Maybe I'll even buy you a drink at a bistro one day. Like the rest of the severed floor,
The
break
bistro
room has no cameras or microphones.
I don't believe you.
Privacy shouldn't mean packing into a supply closet like so many sardines.
It's interesting that they like really giving him another shot at this, knowing what went down. Obviously,
What the hell was that?
Massive ass head game is what that
yeah, that's what I think it is. Yeah.
So what the hell did you guys see up there?
He said there were no microphones in here.
Yeah, he says a lot of shit, so just fucking whisper it. Okay. So I was at a party at my sister's house for Rick and Hale.
What?
The book guy.
You know Rick and Hale. It's my Audie's brother-in-law. What? Just before I switched back, I found a wedding photo. I guess my Audie's wife died a few years ago. Oh, shit. Which apparently is part of why I decided to get severed, except the woman in the photo was Miss Casey.
Miss Casey is your wife?
It's my Audie's wife, but she's dead. I know, but it was her.
Then she's down here.
No, I went to wellness. It's gone. What do you mean gone? I mean, it's gone.
Are you okay?
I love the group recap here. Now, Helly's the one I'm interested the most in here because after what happened with the speech, I'm guessing this season will portray a little bit of the events following that night, obviously, and then we'll sort of track back to how we got here. But she's the one that interests me the most because she could have potentially been inserted back into here unsevered, if that makes sense. But so far, I do think it is Helly with the way she's asking questions and the way she came out. But yeah, it's interesting that her Audi and her father, especially after what happened at the speech and the big event, which would have caused a lot of hysteria and negative publicity to the company, that they allowed her to come back here.
Well, I don't know. What about you? What did you see?
Saw the inside of a really fucking boring apartment.
So you live by yourself?
Straight up lying.
Yeah. I was watching some nature show on TV, wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt.
She's too afraid to tell them, obviously, who she is, because it basically puts the blame on. It doesn't necessarily put the blame on her, but yeah, her being an Egan basically puts it under the assumption that I am, part of the villainous corporation that put you guys here and is doing this to you. And yeah, too afraid to say it.
What kind of t-shirt? Did it feature like a band or pocket?
It was like a Save the Gorilla shirt.
I wonder who's gonna clock onto her lying first, or who's gonna find out, and if they do find out.
Then I went outside and found a guy. He looked like a gardener.
Night gardening.
I thought it was bullshit. But, he said that his brother was a cop and that he would tell him everything.
A gardener?
Yeah,
A night gardener?
I think so. Maybe he has a different job during the day.
Night gardener.
What about you, Irv?
Or what did you see?
It's not our world up there. That's what I saw.
Come on, man.
I want to let this scene play out.
You can tell us.
And I want to say something here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Poor Irv, man. I love him. He's so...
Even if it's bad.
Feel so bad for him. John Turturro nails this role, man. Like, wow. I just want to give Irv a hug. Now, what I wanted to discuss there was Irv was the only one. Dylan obviously was downstairs in the security room. Irv was the only one that actually saw the outside world at the end of last episode, at the end of season 1, because Helly woke up at the Lumen event. He woke up in the building, and she never got to see the outside world. Mark woke up at Devon's house, Devon and Rickon's house. So he never got to see the outside world. He never got to see what the town is like. Irv did, however. That's why his questions, or when he said a night gardener to Helly, was like a little bit like, hang on a sec, a night gardener? He was the one that drove around town and saw how barren and desolate it was. And it was basically lifeless at night. There was very few things. Like, the nightlife is almost non-existent. So that's why I feel like he's like, a night gardener? Hang on. I drove around the suburbs for a little bit. And she said she woke up in an apartment. Now, I'm trying to remember if any of the wide aerial shots or the extreme wide long shots of the actual town itself show any apartments, or if it's just the same copy and paste housing. I don't think there are any apartments. So I think Irv might be the first to clock on to Helly potentially lying because of how she described the outside world, or how she described where she woke up, because Irv's like, hang on, a night gardener? No, I didn't see any of that. Because when he drove around town at the end of last episode, it almost seemed like, yeah, the outside world had no life to it. It was nothing. The streets were deserted and nothing was happening, which ties into, I think, possibly the town itself maybe being owned like that. We know the housing's owned by Lumen, or where Mark's living, I think it's owned by Lumen. The hospital, like I was theorizing, where Miss Casey was potentially brought to, Gemma was brought to, owned by Lumen. The whole town probably being owned by Lumen. And as the video said, in 206 countries around the world where Lumen operates in, potentially doing these social experiments in these towns. X-Files style, baby. I'm watching the X-Files at the moment. So many government, town experiments.
I want to walk for a bit.
Oh, this show's so good.
No, we should all go.
No, he's fine, okay? Let me talk him down. You go back to camp. I'll get you if I need you.
Are you sure?
Did you guys look happy in the wedding photo?
Yeah, she's inquiring about it after the kiss, especially.
Yeah, we did. I gotta get her out of here.
For the sake of my Audi.
She's my wife.
Right, of course. I mean, assuming she's still here.
That hurts a little bit.
Though technically, strictly speaking, she's not your wife. Pretty sure your Audi bought the ring.
Sure. Except, we're the same-ish person.
Us and the Audis were not. And speaking for myself, I don't think we owe them shit.
Oh, especially after what she's seen. Yeah, 100%.
But Miss Casey is... well, she's one of us. So if you want to help your Audi and find out what happened to her, I'll help.
We've only known what Gemma is like through what Mark's Audi has said about her and just the photos. That's it. So there's still so many secrets to delve into.
I think I'm staying.
You're a good friend, Bill.
I love Irv.
Before I went to Bert's, I woke up in my apartment.
What?
I was standing in front of some kind of easel.
Oh, apartment. I was thinking like
Easels up there.
so apartment can mean house. Sorry.
On a painting of a hallway. Black hallway.
Like the break room one?
No, it was different, darker. Elevator. At the end, with a downward arrow. He painted dozens of them.
Fuck, why?
I don't know. But I wanted you to know. Before I left.
Okay, well, you're not. No, stop it. Stop it. Listen to me. Look, I'm sorry that Audi Bert has a hot husband or whatever, but he is not the point. Any Bert is the guy you fell for, and I know because I encouraged the courtship.
Maybe his Audi was painting about the darker secrets of Lumen, potentially.
I want it to be over.
Lower than the seventh floor. Lower than that.
Find the black hallway or...
I want the pain.
There's a black hallway. You know, they're in the seventh floor. White hallways. There's one.
Stop saying that.
Maybe that's where Casey is.
We'll be together.
He wouldn't want that.
How do you know? I'm your favorite perk.
Don't bring them into this. All I'm saying is if Bert was still here, he would be telling you to stick around and figure out what the fuck this is.
Dylan G?
We know Bert's Audi was researching a lot on Lumen. So yeah.
Mr. Milchick would like to see you.
Is she the daughter of that Arteta girl? Because she kind of looks... I think she was mixed. Like, she looked Asian a little bit, the Arteta girl. The Gabrielle Arteta, is it? Maybe she's her... No, but... I don't think she had an older kid. Or maybe she did.
Corrected by now. It should be Mr. Milchick. M.R.
Oh, hello, Miss Cobel.
Well, I sympathize, but could you please see that it's taken care of? Yes, thank you. If someone calls about my welcome screen, I need you to put that call through immediately.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to see me?
I did. Thank you, Miss Wong.
Yeah, I think she might be that senator's daughter, potentially. I don't know.
You gonna apologize about the belt?
Your wife's name is Gretchen.
What?
She wanted you to know.
Oh.
Come with me. For not hearing your needs.
And it's like the archive room.
Take a look.
Are you saying I could see my family here?
If you take the name of the room at face value, I'd say yes.
At face value. At face value.
Holy fuck.
The holiest. Sadly, everyone else in your department is single. As such, I'm asking that you keep this between us.
Are you...
Only to avoid resentment. I'd hate for your friends to turn against you after all you've done for them.
Well, technically, Mark's not single. If his wife's still alive. He's single on a technicality. Like on a belief. This has been a great season opener. Great. There we go, because it's red, green, and blue. With the rings right there, and the lighting as well in the new break room. You know, the projector lighting was red, green, and blue as well. And it had the same circular, it was emitting the same circular highlights. Bro, they should update that real quick. Maybe Cobel's still operating somehow. Maybe she's got a new role. They all made the decision. They're staying, baby. Time to meet Quota again. But I'm not just going to forget about the 3 replacements. Mark W. and Gwendola and the Italian guy. I'm not going to forget about those couple of days, potentially. I don't even know what's going on in the outside world. That's crazy. they contained the first episode of the season. You know, we're so keen to probably get the aftermath of what happened in the Audi world. But they're like, nah, we gonna place you back. We're gonna send you back into the severed floor and create an even larger mystery from inside. Back to work. They're now striving to achieve quota with a purpose. Like, they're doing the work, but like... What was that transition right there? Ooh. Oh, bro, I want to pause, but... What was that? What was that? Was that cut right there with him deleting the files or binning him meant to... It's helping something here? Heart rate? Yeah, is he working on Miss Casey potentially or something? Because the 68% correlates to Cold Harbor at the top with the 68% he had right there. So what is it? Directed by Ben Stiller, like the first episode of last season, man. Movie. Funny enough, I was just watching the Knicks-Detroit game in Detroit yesterday. And Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet were at the game. I want to see the behind the scenes. Oh, it is this scene.
Season 2 of Severance picks up right where season 1 left off.
Welcome back, Marcus. In a minute.
You are going to have questions immediately answered, but there will be a whole host of new questions that will come up.
There's much
Do I want to watch this?
You may learn the answer to what you think was the big mystery.
No, I don't want to watch this because I'm seeing stuff I haven't seen yet. And I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. I thought it said behind the scenes. I'm like, oh, maybe it's going to go into how the hallway scene was shot. And maybe it does. But these are scenes I haven't seen because I didn't watch any trailers for Severance Season 2. Like I said, the only scene I have seen of the show before even going into it was that hallway scene from the beginning of this season, which I didn't know was this season. I thought it was could have been any point during the series, but yeah, I don't want to watch that. I'm sorry if you guys think I got excited watching that at the end there, the behind the scenes. I do not, because I saw stuff right there with the drawing of Miss Casey saying missing. Yeah, I don't want to see any more of that. I'm sorry, but yeah, what a fantastic opener to season 2, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have been enjoying these reactions. The daily uploads have been popping off for Severance. I actually thought about taking a break, you know, because I said 20 days of Severance initially, but it's actually 19. And I was like, you know what, let's take a day break. But no, I'm managing to record this, which lines up perfectly with me being on schedule, because I have 2 ready for this weekend, which is episode 8 today on Saturday and episode 9 tomorrow on the Sunday. But I didn't have any for Monday, and Monday I'm at work, so I had no time to record. So I have to record this on the Saturday, and hopefully have it in the tuck ready for Monday. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying these reactions and the analysis. Been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.